เดี๋ยวขึ้นมานะไปโรงแรมก็นี่ไงโรงแรมเอาของไปเก็บแล้ว
We only know the graveyard, and it's when you go here, you go to the left. After 300 meters, there is the form to start to compose music. So then they became independent, and the rest was just Ferdinand of Habsburg used 1914 in Sarajevo. Maybe you remember our city, which is of two palaces, the lower and the upper, that now belongs to the Austrian state. Yeah? So all the palaces belongs nowadays to the Austrian state. Next 7 or 8 years. Yeah? And the price for a ticket is 4,000 euros. And then they will sort out. So it's incredible. It's really incredible. It's most expensive concert worldwide. So my grandparents, for example, they got it was my it's really crazy. So you will see the church, St. Carl Borromeo Church. Look now to the left, there's the church. Here is where the Golden Hall is. Yeah? Here you have the picture, the Gold New Year's concert. The two pavilions you have here is Otto Wagner, Viennese Art Nouveau style. Otto Wagner was the most important Art Nouveau architect here in Vienna. He did the subway line 3, early subway line. So there's the State Opera on the right and Stephen's Cathedral back on the right. We'll see that later. But first I'd like to take you out to Schönbrunn-Palast. And on the way you can see a very emblematic Art Nouveau building coming up here in the corner. Look here. It's called Secession. Secession means separation. There was a group of young artists which wanted to split the pieces of Gustav Klimt, the so-called Beethoven phrase, which is a transcription of the 9th Symphony into a painting phrase. And here's the market, the most traditional market here in Vienna. It's called Naschmarkt. Foods, there are nowadays restaurants. So it's a very international place. There where they always holds the floor around, come to see the birds. So we're actually following the Vienna River and the old subway line. You will see that a bit further up there. But first I'd like to point out two beautiful houses here at the next corner. One is called the Golden House, the other one is called the Maioli. They hold the flea market, and here you have one of the old subway stations there from the 1800s. It's a steam powered. Now you will see not only this old subway line, of course now it's electrified. You see this, it's a creek, yeah? Although we call it the River Vienna because of its importance. It gave the name to our city. We call it Wienfluss. Yeah? Wien, you remember, is how we call. The city was then liberated. It's only that we have rush hour, of course, now. As you see, people names, and so she traveled to it. This stopped the construction work because the emperor for whom it was built died very young. The war, Karl came back here and he was not interested in this palace. Yeah? So the entrance to Schönbrunn-Palast. Here you go. And they have a beautiful Rococo theater. Schönbrunn was bombed during World War II. Hitler was born in Austria, in Upper Austria, in Braunau, yeah? And Hitler came as a young man to Vienna to study art. Did you know that? He wanted to study art in Vienna. He wanted to become a professional and academic painter. He was not so bad as a painter. I've seen some of his pictures. Unfortunately, he was rejected twice by the Academy of Fine Arts. Then Hitler went to Germany. There became a soldier of the German army and fought during World War I as a now the Czech Republic, that was then Czechoslovakia, looked to Hungary, Yugoslavia, all these countries were communist countries. Okay, we are actually in the 5th district of Vienna, named Franz Schubert. He was the only Viennese. So wherever you go in Vienna, there's always a story about one or the other musician at every corner. Beethoven lived in Vienna, so he moved about twice per year. He was moved out to the Vienna woods, where he stayed from May to October, where he got his inspiration from his long hikes during the Vienna woods, and in October he moved back to the city, and he couldn't maintain 2 hours out there. You see the flags, blue where Mozart's Magic Flute was given for the first time, even if you don't pay. So there are several programs they would go where you would go through, so it's almost impossible. The advantage of this system is when people are in need, for example pregnant girls, there are a lot of public buildings like the State Opera. Here in front of the State Opera was the first public building to be erected. And 69 it was inaugurated. What you see actually is a copy of the original one. It was destroyed during World War II. It was rebuilt, a lot of modern buildings, so that was completely erased, and there was a lot of damage in the surroundings here. So, a bit further up there we will see the German poets, and good to a monument for me in Vienna. I'd like to be sitting on an armchair. Here is the monument of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Look now to the right. Died here at the age of 35 years. So that's the Hofburg Palace, the National Library, back on the right. The new palace is the most recent building of the Hofburg complex, the Museum of Fine Arts, the Monument of Maria Theresa, the Museum of Natural History. In the background, the museum's quarter. To the city we got here, the only remaining gate, and that's the Hofburg Palace. Buildings on the Ring Avenue, they were done in historistic architecture. There's always a historical link. When you look to the right hand side, there's the most beautiful 365 species of roses blooming here, and the Sissis Monument. And here is our National Theatre, Neo-Renaissance style. Left hand side, our City Hall. City Hall, neo-Gothic architecture. Because in the Middle Ages, the cities became important for the first time all over Europe. The Café Landmann, now on the right hand side, that used to be the favorite coffee house of Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was the father of City Open Window. There's the Beethoven Museum. Beethoven stayed several times here in this building. There's the only church on the Ring, which is the so-called votive church. The votive church, well, now we are going downwards. We are going to meet down there the Danube Canal, which is a side branch of the river. The Danube, once in the area of Vienna, formed